We're here in Caldwell for the final game of this 5-game series between the Gem City Bison and the Canyon County Spuds. Good afternoon and welcome into the press box here at Wolf Field in Caldwell, Idaho for our presentation of the Gem City Bison versus the Canyon County Spuds. The Bison narrowly lost their third game in a row last night to the Spuds by a final score of 9-8. The Bison scored first once again in the top of the first inning to take the lead, but gave it up in the bottom of the second, allowing 4 runs to score. Trailing 8-1 in the sixth, they got things started back up with 3 runs in the inning, followed by 4 in the seventh. Sadly, it was a bit too late as the Spuds tacked on 1 more in the bottom of the sixth to hold on for a 9-1 win. We'll be back for the first pitch after the anthem and lineups here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, please.
Welcome back here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network for the 5th and final game of this 5-game series between the Gem City Bison and the Canyon County Spuds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for the visiting team on the scoreboard. Your Gem City Bison. Batting leadoff, playing center field, wearing number 15, Derek Wood. The shortstop, wearing number 9, Quinn McCafferty. The catcher, wearing number 10, Luke Bannister. The first baseman, wearing number 26, Nico Pezzanella. The third baseman, wearing number 21, Keegan Schultz. The second baseman, wearing number 6, Justice Panton. The designated hitter, wearing number 7, Tyler Godfrey. The right fielder, wearing number 3, Tico Pereira. And the left fielder, wearing number 4, Caleb Salgado. The Bison are going to be led today by TJ Provenzano on the mound. We'll get more to him in the bottom of the first, and the Bison are coached by head coach Tim Gansrow, and the assistants for this series, Jack DeLongshaw and Aaron Nielsen. Looking at the weather today, currently it's about 68 degrees, feels like 68. The high is supposed to be 71. The low of 52 with scattered showers throughout the day. The wind blowing in a southeasterly direction at 3 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 8. So could have a little bit of precipitation come through, but I don't anticipate it being a problem for us here in Caldwell in terms of playing ball. Derek Wood will step in, leading off for the Bison. From Reedley, California, and from Paradise Valley Community College. First pitch will be swung on and missed for strike one at about 1:07 p.m. here in Caldwell Mountain Time. That is the same as Laradice. Second pitch, the 0-1 will hit for strike two. On the mound for the Canyon County Spuds, Mitchell Torres getting the start today. The Spuds in their home alternate. Third pitch will be fouled off towards the left. The count will remain the same at no balls and 2 strikes. As I was saying, the Spuds wearing their alternate uniforms with the black and purple teal. Black uniforms with purple and teal trimming. As that pitch will miss outside for ball 1. With white pants with purple fading into teal pinstripes. That pitch will be on the outside edge for strike 3, setting down Derek Wood with a leadoff strikeout. So that will bring up Quinn McCafferty playing shortstop today for the Bison. The Bison wearing their away brown jerseys with cream and gold trim and gray pants with brown and gold striping on the sides. First pitch will miss for ball 1. The 1-0 count will be in there to even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Quinn McCafferty coming from Bighorn, Wyoming, from Western Nebraska Community College. That's going to be swung on straight to Quinn at shortstop. So a quick 2 outs for the Bison. So we'll bring up Luke Bannister playing catcher today for the Bison. First pitch upcoming from Torres here in the top of the first. Still tied at 0-0. First one going to come across the plate for ball 1, excuse me. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that will be in there for strike 1 to even things up at 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on base for the Bison as they look to bounce back after a 3-game skid versus this same Canyon County Spuds team. That'll miss on the outside edge for ball 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Torres deals home, and that's going to be swung on to give Bannister a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That will miss down low and inside for ball 3, filling up the count for the first time today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on base, and still tied 0-0 in the top of the first. The pitch from Torres will miss up and out for ball 4. That will send Bannister to first base off the walk and bring up Nico Pezzanella playing first base today. Stepping in, the lefty for the Bison. Bounces around between first base and catcher, and I suppose designated hitter too. First pitch with Bannister on first. Swung on and missed for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. With a runner on first for Pezzanella and the Bison. The 0-1 will miss down and out for ball 1 to even things up at 1-1. Pezzanella, hailing from Sparks, Nevada, from Northern State. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. That'll set the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Stepping in once again, waving his bat over his left shoulder. Here's the pitch from Torres. That'll be chopped foul straight into the Bison dugout, and the count will remain the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, with the runner on first for the Bison. So far, nobody has scored as the scoreboard reads 0-0. Here's the 1-2 from Torres. That will be swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 strikeouts, one looking, one swinging, and a line out to put away the first half inning of this ball game. We head to the bottom of the first here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, still tied 0-0 between Canyon County and Gem City. We'll be back right after this. Headed to the bottom of the first here at Wolf Field in Caldwell. Take a look at the starting lineups for the Canyon County Spuds. Leading off, left fielder wearing number 9, Tyler Castelli. The center fielder wearing number 1, Owen Bischoff. The first baseman wearing number 34, Tyler Stone. Right fielder wearing number 13, Lucas Danielitz. The designated hitter wearing number 28, Tyler Miller, as first pitch will be checked and will be foul tipped for strike 1. The catcher wearing number 7, Jeremy Keller. The shortstop wearing number 26, Josh Quinn. The second baseman wearing number 4, Matt Levitt. And the third baseman wearing number 5, Dawson Barricani. As mentioned before, the Spuds are led on the mound by number 27, Mitchell Torres, as ball will come across the plate for ball 1, evening things up at 1-1. TJ Provenzano on the mound for the Bison from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Grounder over to Panton at second, and that will be a quick first out for the Castelli and the Spuds. That will bring up Owen Bischoff, moving to the second hole today for the Spuds after leading off yesterday. Still tied 0-0 here in the bottom of the first inning in Caldwell. Provenzano comes set, getting ready for the first pitch of this at-bat. Here it is. That'll miss up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out with nobody on base for the Spuds. Here's the 1-0 from Provenzano, and that'll be swung on and fouled off towards the left for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One's all across the board as Bischoff steps into the right-handed batter's box, lines up his bat, and puts it over his shoulder. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that'll miss outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Still tied 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Provenzano, as I mentioned, from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. The pitch will come across, check swing, down to the first base umpire, and that will be called ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Provenzano, a Francis Marion Patriot. Here's the pitch, 3-1. It will hit the outside corner, the outside edge for strike 2, filling up the count for the first time today for the Bison. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, with nobody on base for the Spuds. Here's the pitch that will miss inside near the knees of Bischoff and send him to first on a walk. That will bring up Tyler Stone. The first baseman today, playing third base most of the games here versus Gem City. Provenzano comes set with a runner on first, deals home. It'll be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first for the Spuds, more specifically Stone. Pickoff attempt over to first, and he'll be in there safe with no problem. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, with the aforementioned Bischoff at first. Provenzano definitely likes to keep the runners on edge on base as he picks off once again over to second. Same outcome. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming from Provenzano. Deals in, swung on by Stone and fouled off towards the left side, way out of play for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One's all across the board. In the bottom of the first, another pickoff attempt over to first as Pezzanella will trip over Bischoff, trying to make sure the ball doesn't go past him. And the catcher tendencies you can see from Pezzanella in his game at first. The 1-1 from Provenzano. Here's the pitch, and that will be in for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Stone steps back into the batter's box. Another pickoff attempt over to first. Same outcome as the other, what was it, 3? As Provenzano will climb back up the hill. 1 ball, 2 strikes, with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on into center field. Wood giving it chase. Lays out for it. Can't get it. It goes past him. A little slow to get up as a runner's going to come around to score at third. That will be an RBI triple for Stone. 1-0 is the score. Canyon County over Gem City. As that will bring up Lucas Daniewicz, the right fielder for the Spuds. Just wanted to say this first inning is brought to you by A.D. Martin Lumber, Lariat Realty LLC, Aspen Family Chiropractic, and Grand Avenue Urgent Care. First pitch comes by for strike 1 on the inside. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, with Stone knocking on the door at third. Check swing down to the first base, down to the umpire. 0-2 going to be the count now. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. That pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Provenzano goes into his pitch, and that will be swung on and missed for strike 3. Provenzano's first strikeout of the game for the second out of the inning. That will bring up Tyler Miller, the designated hitter for the Spuds today. First pitch will be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, with Stone still knocking on the door at third. Here's the 1-0 from Provenzano, swung on into right center field. Pereira and Wood giving chase, and Wood will bring it down for the third out of the inning. 1-0 is the score as we head to the top of the second inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Canyon County up over Gem City. We'll be back right after this. Keegan Schultz steps in for the Gem City Bison, taking a practice hack outside of the batter's box. 1-0. The Canyon County Spuds lead it over the Gem City Bison as we head to the second inning. First pitch, foul back and to the right for strike 1 to Schultz. Schultz, the Texas Cowboy, as we like to call him here in Gem City, from the Colony, Texas. Previously a student at Nichols State. Here's the 0-1 from Torres. That will be in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. As in the first inning, the Gem City Bison stranded 1 runner on base. That pitch going to be swung on and fouled backwards. Count will remain the same at 0-2. Recapping the last inning, Derek Woods struck out looking. Quinn McCafferty lined to shortstop. Luke Bannister then got walked, and Pezzanella struck out for the third out. No runs came across. And so here we are. 1 ball, 2 strikes now as that ball came across outside of the zone. Here's the 1-2 for Schultz. Swung on and missed for strike 2. The third strikeout so far of this game for Mitchell Torres. That will bring up Justice Panton, playing second base today for the Gem City Bison. Steps into the batter's box with 1 out and nobody on base facing him. Torres kicks and deals in for strike 1. As I said before, 3 strikeouts already for Mitchell Torres. The 0-1 pitch will be swung on and fouled off towards the right. So another 0-2 count now for the Bison, this time Panton at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That one's going to be swung on and missed for another strikeout. That'll be 4 on the day so far, 3 of them swinging, 1 of them looking. And that will bring up the 7 hitter, Tyler Godfrey. Steps into the left-handed batter's box with 2 outs and nobody on base. First pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. To Godfrey from Raleigh, Massachusetts. The 1-0 pitch will also miss for ball 2. From Montana State University, Billings. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base, and that's going to be swung on into center field. Godfrey will come around. That'll hit the gap. He'll be into second with no problem, and he'll pump the brakes there. So Godfrey comes into second off the double, and that'll bring up Tico Pereira, the rhythm of this team. 1-0 Canyon County still leads it over the Gem City Bison. Godfrey stands in at second, as Pereira stands in at home. First pitch of this at-bat from Torres will miss up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs for Pereira. And the Bison with Godfrey standing, well, not on second, but is on second. The 1-0 pitch, Torres kicks and deals. That'll be in for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Now even up. Pereira in the box from Miami, Florida. Coming from the Sunshine State. That one's going to be fouled off towards the right for strike 2, making the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs to go along with that, and a runner on second. Here's the pitch from Torres, and that will be fouled back. Count will remain the same at 1-2, with Godfrey still at second. 1-2 coming from Torres. Looks back at second. Now turns and deals home. That'll miss outside as Godfrey goes to third. Definitely not in time. Jeremy Keller with the excellent throw out in third, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 2nd here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The Spuds lead at 1-0 over the Bison. Jeremy Keller leading off for the Canyon County Spuds in the bottom of the second inning here in Caldwell. 1-0 the Spuds lead it after pushing a run across in the bottom of the first. First pitch of this at-bat and inning dealt from Provenzano will come across for ball one. Jeremy Keller, the stud catcher from the Spuds, ended last inning with a throw-out to catch Godfrey stealing third. Pitch will be swung on and picked up by Panton, who will get it over to Pezzanella on first for the 4-3 putout. That'll bring up Josh Quinn, making his second appearance for the Spuds this year. First pitch of this at-bat, swung on. High pop fly ball as Panton calls for it and catches it. Panton doing a little bit of everything this inning, as that'll be the quick second out of this inning.
Second baseman, number 4, Mason Levitt.
Mason Levitt will step in now as Provenzano has the ball behind his back. 2 outs, nobody on base. Provenzano looking to make this a quick inning. That'll hit the outside edge of the strike zone for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Levitt. Here's the pitch, and that'll miss to even things up at 1-1. Levitt playing second base for the Spuds team over on the right side of the infield. The righty steps in, and Provenzano will paint the inside edge down near the knees. No, well, actually near the thigh for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Provenzano comes set, goes into his windup, deals home, and that will miss outside for ball 2. To even things up at 2-2 with 2 outs and nobody on base. The Bison have 1 hit in the game, as do the Spuds. But the Spuds lead at 1-0 in the bottom of the second here at Wolf Field in Caldwell, Idaho. That will be swung on into right field. It's going to drop just foul on the right field line. And so the count will remain the same at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2, the count still as Levitt steps in. A quick 2 outs off of a Keller grounder to second and a Quinn pop out to second. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, his second strikeout of the game for Provenzano, and we will head to the 3rd inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 1-0, the Spuds lead it over the Bison. We'll be back right after this. Pereira standing in once again for the Bison as Godfrey was caught stealing for the 3rd out in the 2nd inning for the Bison. No runs off of one hit so far. As I said before, Pereira coming from Miami, Florida, as the first pitch will come across for strike one. Second one will be swung on and fouled off towards the right for the second strike. Here in the top of the third, the Spuds lead at 1-0 after a first inning run. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that will miss down low for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network, as that's going to be swung on towards the left. The count will remain the same on this Sunday afternoon. Game was originally scheduled for 5 o'clock tonight, was bumped up due to the impending weather coming. The 1-2 will miss the outside edge for ball 2. That'll even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out and nobody on. Here's the pitch. That'll be swung on and missed for another strikeout from Torres. Torres having an excellent game so far with 5 strikeouts, as that brings up Caleb Salgado playing the left field for the Bison. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, and 1 out to Salgado from Sparks, Nevada. Same state that my mom is from, originally from Carson City. The pitch will miss to make the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Salgado, speedy, as he watches that pitch come across for strike 2. 1-2 pitch, swung on straight back to Torres, the pitcher. He'll take it and flip it over to Stone on first for a 1-3 putout. That'll bring us back to the top of the order after that comebacker. Not real hard for the second out, as Derek Wood will step in. Wood, last night against the Spuds, was 1 for 3. First pitch of this at-bat will miss outside for ball 1. Also had 2 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. The 1-0 will be swung on and missed for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Wood has already struck out today, as that one will be swung on hugely for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with nobody on base for the Bison here in the top of the third, trailing 1-0 early. That pitch will miss outside, as Keller had to scoot his way left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Torres. That will be swung on and missed, but dropped by Keller. A throw down to first for the insurance, and that will be another strikeout by Keller and another strikeout by Wood for the 3rd out of this inning. We head to the bottom of the 3rd here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The Bison trail it 1-0 versus the Canyon County Spuds. We'll be back on the Gem City Bison Digital Network right after this. Sunday afternoon baseball as Dawson Barricani steps in for his first at-bat of this game for the Canyon County Spuds. They lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Glad you're along with us here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. First pitch of this at-bat and this inning will be fouled backwards for strike one. Provenzano still on the mound for the Gem City Bison, getting the start today. No balls, one strike, as that will miss the strike zone narrowly for ball number one on the inside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Provenzano deals, and that will be in there for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Provenzano. That will miss for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs. Here in the bottom of the third, that's going to be swung on, popped up into the right side of the infield. Panton once again with a pop-out catch for an out. The sure hands of Panton over on the right side of the infield will put the first out on the board and bring up the leadoff man, Tyler Castelli. That one's going to be swung on the first pitch to right field. Salgado will bring it down for out number 2. So first pitch, first swing for a fly out to right field. We'll bring off Owen Bischoff for the second out. Two outs with nobody on base for Bischoff. First pitch swinging once again. This time it's going to go by him for strike one. No balls, 1 strike. Bischoff last night was 1 for 3 in the 9-8 win. Second pitch will miss outside for ball 1. The 1-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on base. Also had 3 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout did Bischoff. Here's the pitch from Provenzano. Once again swung on and missed for strike 2. Provenzano has 2 strikeouts on the day so far. So that'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. The Bison trail it 1-0. Provenzano comes set and deals home. It's going to be fouled towards the right. I lost track of that ball in the clouds. Jeez. That was trippy. Count will remain the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 outs and nobody on base for Bischoff. Bischoff steps in. Provenzano comes set, sends it home, and that'll be fouled back. Most likely into the concourse for strike 2. No, excuse me, the count will remain the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count was already at 2 strikes. Can't add another one on a foul ball. Here's the 1-2. Coming from Provenzano. There it is, and fouled back. The count will remain the same. A long at bat for Bischoff and Provenzano, who are battling each other. The 1-2 count once again. Provenzano goes into his windup, and that'll miss upstairs and inside for ball 2. Even it up at 2-2 with 2 outs and nobody on base. After a pop out to second and a fly out to right field for Barricani and Castelli, respectively. Here's a 2-2. That'll miss in virtually the same spot to make the count 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Bischoff and the Spuds. Nods in to his catcher Bannister, comes set and deals home. Swung on into shallow right field. Salgado will lay out for it, can't quite get it. Bischoff will make it to second. Salgado will try and get it there all the way, but it will get there, but not in time, as Salgado will have a double in his second at-bat after being walked the first time. I'll bring up Tyler Stone, who this year has the only home run for the Canyon County Spuds. So Bischoff will stand in at second. Here's the pitch from Provenzano. That will be flown out to left field foul territory. That's going to drop quite a ways away from Pereira, who chased it all the way into foul territory. And that'll drop for strike number 1. Stone last night was 3 for 4 for an average of 750. 3 hits on 4 at-bats. No balls, 1 strike. As Provenzano comes set. Here's the pitch. That'll be grounded to first base. Excellent technique from Pezzanella, putting his knee down, and that will go ahead and retire the side. We head to the 4th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 1-0. Canyon County still leads it over the Bison, and we will be back right after this. Quinn McCafferty steps in for your Gem City Bison, trailing 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch will miss up and inside for ball 1. Torres still on the mound for the Spuds. The second pitch will also miss for ball 2. Last night, McCafferty came in a pinch hit situation, so had 0 at-bats recorded. Therefore, he had no base hits, at least. That one will miss outside for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to McCafferty, and that one will be in there for strike 1, no problem. 3-1 the count, with nobody out and nobody on. Earlier on today, McCafferty lined it straight to the center fielder, as he'll swing for that one for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Torres, and once again swinging, another strikeout for Torres. His 6th strikeout.
The catcher, number 10, Luke Bannister.
Excuse me, 7th strikeout. As that will bring up Luke Bannister. 6 out of the 7 being swinging. First pitch will be swung on by Bannister for strike 1. 0 for 1 is the count with 1 out, nobody on base. Second pitch will miss out for ball 1. Bannister was 0 for 3 last night versus Canyon County. The 1-1 swung on and missed once again for strike 2. He also had 1 run, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout, totaling his line for the game last night, which lasted honestly about 4 hours after the comeback from the Bison. The 1-2 will miss for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out and nobody on base for the Bison. Bannister stepping in at home plate. 2-2 swung on and fouled off into the right field foul territory just over the fence. That will keep the count at 2-2. Bannister from Hutto, Texas. Also from Temple Community College in Texas. That'll miss up high for ball 3, making the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Torres switches out a ball. Here's the full count pitch from Torres, and that will miss upstairs and barely outside on the corner, as Bannister will walk for the 2nd time today. Pezzanello will step into the batter's box for the Bison with the runner on first and 1 out recorded. Stepping in for this at bat with Bannister on first. That's going to hit Pezzanello right in the back of the head. Holding it. Coach Gansrout's going to come out and talk to him, I think. Make sure everything's okay as he immediately grabbed what was near the crown of his head. He walks past first base, taking a little walk, seeing if he's all right. As he walks back to the first base bag, Coach Gansrow will give a thumbs up to the umpires and the pitcher as Pezzanello puts his helmet back on, and Schultz will step in now for the Bison. First pitch of this at-bat. Runners on first and second will miss outside for ball 1. Schultz was 1 for 4 last night with a .250 batting average. One ball, no strikes. That pitch will once again miss in virtually the same spot for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Schultz also had 1 run, 2 RBIs, and 1 walk. Along with that, he also had 1 strikeout. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Torres, swung on and missed by Schultz. 2 balls, 1 strike, with 1 out and runners on first and second in Pezzanella and Bannister. He comes set, he being Torres. Kicks and deals home, in for strike 2 to even things up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The Bison trailing 1-0 as Schultz will hit a blooper into shallow right field. It'll drop as Levitt will lay out for it, and the bases will be loaded now for Justice Panton. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a single to put all 3 runners on base. Getting ready for Panton, who's getting directions from assistant coach Jack DeLongshaw, and steps in now. First pitch of this at-bat with 1 out and runners on each of the bags. First pitch, swung on, chopped, and it'll be a force out at home. Panton will be on to first, but not in time, as they will get the double play, the force out at home and the force out at first. That will take us to the bottom of the 4th here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The Spuds protect and keep their lead 1-0 versus the Gem City Bison. We'll be back right after this. This broadcast brought to you by Laramie GM Auto Center, Drake Jeffries, Premier Bone and Joint Centers, Heartland Embroidery, Arrowhead Candy LLC, Michael Luby, Kevin Evans, Motive Coffee Company, Chili's, and the Blue Mountain Bookstore. Thank you to all of our sponsors and to all of you for joining us here on this Sunday on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Provenzano still in. First pitch, bunt shown and attempted by Daniewicz. That'll be a bunt pop out into foul territory on the left side for strike 1. Daniewicz stepping in, and that's going to be chopped. They're going to call that foul. It bounced in fair territory and was caught by Schultz in the air, but they said that was going to be going foul anyway, as it bounced barely in fair territory. So no balls, 2 strikes is the count with no outs and no runners on base in the bottom of the 4th. The Bison trail it 0-1 in this bottom of the 4th. Daniewicz still at bat with an 0-2 count. Provenzano sends it home, and that'll be fouled backwards. The count will remain the same at no balls and 2 strikes. Daniewicz has already struck out today. One of the 2 strikeouts for Provenzano. The 0-2 pitch will miss on the inside edge for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Here's the 1-2. That's swung on into left field, a line base hit to left for Danielitz. He'll round around first as McCafferty gets the ball to keep him at first. So that'll bring up Tyler Miller.
Now our designated hitter number 28, Tyler Miller.
As Miller steps in for the Spuds. Pickoff attempt over to first. Danielitz at first. First pitch coming from Provenzano. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Another pickoff attempt over to first. Danielitz gets back in time. Same count, no balls, 1 strike. That pitch will also be in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Another pickoff attempt as Danielitz swims back in to be safe. No balls, 2 strikes. Provenzano on the mound for the Bison. 0-2 is the count. Danielitz will go. A pop-up as Bannister throws his mask away and catches it for the first out of the inning. Excellent awareness from Bannister to throw his mask off and be right there. The ball didn't go very much away from the plate anyway.
The catcher, number 7, Jeremy
So that'll bring
Keller.
up the opposite team's catcher now, Jeremy Keller, with Danielitz still on first after the single into left field. Keller last night was 0 for 1. A called balk will send Danielitz to second, as Provenzano will step onto the mound once again, now with a runner on second instead of first, with 1 out. Deals to Keller, fouled towards the right side and back for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out with a runner at second. Provenzano looks back at second, looks home, comes set, deals, and that will be in for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 is upcoming. Keller went 0 for 1 last night after coming in relief for Shagabe. A step off of the mound to keep Danielitz closer to the bag. Provenzano will climb back once again. No balls, 2 strikes is still the count with 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that'll miss for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Provenzano. That'll be hit. Panton will gobble it up and send it to Pezzanella at first for another 4-3 put out. That'll bring up Josh Quinn and move Danielitz to third. Daniel's at third with 2 outs for
Shortstop, number 26,
Josh Quinn.
Joshua Quinn.
Steps in, looks at Provenzano, puts the bat over his shoulder and is ready. Here's the first pitch. That will be on the inside edge for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Danielitz acts like he's going to go ahead and run, the pitch will miss. Down and outside for ball 1. Even things up at 1-1. Quinn was 1 for 3 last night versus Gem City. Also had a walk. Here's the 1-1. And that'll miss for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs with Danielitz at third. Two-one the count. Will be in there for an excellent pitch. Strike 2 is the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to have 2s all across the board with a runner on third for Quinn. The 2-2 dealt. It's going to be chopped just foul on the first base line. Pezzanella will scoop it up and get it over to Provenzano. And we will resume play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here for what has turned into a pretty good day weather-wise at the ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes, still the count. Here's the pitch. That'll be swung on, grounded to Schultz. He'll pick it up and get it to Pezzanella at first for out number 3. The score will remain 1-0 Canyon County over Gem City as we head to the 5th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. We'll be back right after this. As you can see on the field, we got a dance battle going on between 2 players. Tico Pereira, the representative from the Bison. Excellent assistance.
That was unbelievable.
Man, I don't know who to call the winner there. Both were excellent. Sorry, Tico, I think I got to give it to the Spuds on this one. We head to the 5th inning here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. The Spuds lead at 1-0.
After tonight's game, the Spuds hit the road to Casper.
Just a reminder that this is the last game of the series. The Bison will be back at home at legendary Cowboy Field in Laradice on Wednesday for a doubleheader between the Bison and the Nebraska Prospects. So make sure to come out to Cowboy Field if you can and join us there. Coming up to bat, Tyler Godfrey, the designated hitter for the Bison. Stepping in, first pitch will miss. Well, I mean, get in there for strike 1. Godfrey last night was 2 for 3 as that ball will miss low and go past Keller. But Nobody was on base, so nothing happened. 1-1 pitch from Torres. Will miss up for ball 2. Godfrey also had 2 walks on that 2-for-3 night last night, with a .667 batting average. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That'll miss. Once again, outside and up for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. And that pitch will miss once again for ball 4, sending Godfrey to the base for the second time today. First time he was up, he doubled. Pereira coming up to bat now. The rhythm of this Bison team, as I said before in the broadcast, before he even got out there and danced. Timeout going to be called, as a coach will come out and talk to Mitchell Torres. Godfrey will talk to, I do believe that's Ty Volmer there at the first base coach position, and Jack DeLongchamp will talk to the Miami flavor, Pereira. With Caleb Salgado on deck. No changes will be made, so no outs with Godfrey on first. Pereira stepping in. Did not play last night. Was riding the bench. First pitch of this at-bat. Godfrey's going to go. Got a nice jump. And the throw will be in time to get him out at second. Once again, Godfrey caught stealing for the second time today. Will be the first out of this inning. The pitch from the 1-0 count will miss again for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Pereira. And that one will paint the outside edge for strike 1. 2-1 count will miss inside down near the thigh area for ball 3. 3-1 with 1 out and nobody on base anymore after Godfrey got caught stealing. Fouled backwards for strike 2 to make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count with 1 out and nobody on base. Pereira has the pitch, and that one will be painted on the outside edge for another strike zone. 8th of the day, I believe. 1 in each of the innings so far. So Caleb Salgado at the bottom of the order will step in for the Bison, the right fielder for Gem City. First pitch will be in for strike number 1. 2 outs for Salgado and nobody on base. The 0-1 will miss down low for ball 1. Last night was 0 for 4. Had 1 strikeout. Swing going to be checked, and they'll say he went for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Salgado. 2 outs and nobody on base. Here's the pitch. It's going to be chopped foul on the little third base line. So the count will remain the same at 1-2. Salgado, as I said before, student at Yuba College. One, 2 will miss out for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2s all across the board. Torres deals home, and that will hit him right on the outside knee, falling down at the plate. Once again, Coach Gansero coming out to see if he'll be all right. Runs down to first base, showing he's perfectly fine. So the hit by pitch will bring up Derek Wood, toting the number 15 for the brown and gold. Steps into the left-handed batter's box. Our number 1 center fielder has wheels on him, man. First pitch swinging into left field. Going to be tracked by Castelli and brought down for out number 3. We will head to the bottom of the 5th here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Score remains at 1-0. Canyon County over Gem City. We'll be back right after this. Mason Levitt steps in for the Spuds here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Spuds lead at 1-0 as the first pitch going to hit him. And so he will head down to first base. As Bannister will come out to the mound to have a chat with Provenzano. Now headed back, and that'll bring up Dawson Barricani. The hit by pitch will bring up Barricani. Playing third base today for the Spuds. 1-0 the Spuds lead it with 3 hits versus the Bisons 2. First pitch from Provenzano, bunted down the third baseline, barehanded by Schultz. He'll get it to Pezzanella in time as well. 1 out. Texas Cowboy over to Pezzanella for the first out. That, however, will bring Levitt to second base. Off the sacrifice grounder. Tyler Castelli will be stepping up now. This broadcast brought to you by Quality IV Care, H&R Block, Smith Beverages, Les Schwab Tires, home of the best tire value promise. As that pitch will miss for ball 1. And also Blowdorn Lumber Company and Ivanson Memorial Hospital. The 1-0 from Provenzano will hit the strike zone for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Provenzano. Looking back between second and home. Fires home, and that'll be swung on into center field. Wood and Panton chasing it. Panton showing off his wheels a bit, getting back to get the fly out for out number 2. That'll bring up Owen Bischoff of the Spuds after the nice play from Panton. Bischoff so far today has walked and doubled. In the first inning, he came around to score the 1 run for the Spuds so far. Last night, I do believe he had, 3 runs? Yeah, 3 runs. That first pitch will miss for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, with a runner on second being represented by Matt Levitt. Here's the pitch. That will miss upstairs for ball 2. 2-0 the count with 2 outs. On top of those 3 runs, he also walked and struck out once. Walked twice, I should say. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Provenzano fouled off towards the Bison dugout. Didn't hit it, but towards it for strike 1. 2-1 the count with 2 outs and a runner on second. The count. Provenzano fires home. That'll be in the zone for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s all across the board here at Wolf Field. Also home of the College of Idaho Coyotes. Two-two. Here's the pitch, and that will miss as Levitt will advance to third base on a wild pitch. That'll fill up the count for Bischoff. It did end up hitting the umpire in the mask. Gives a thumbs up, and everything's all right. Everything's A-okay. Set to resume play after Bannister and Provenzano are done having tea talk. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Levitt knocking on the door. 1-0, Canyon County leads it over Gem City. Provenzano sends it home, and that will miss for ball 4. Walking Bischoff. For the second time today, Tyler Stone will come up to bat now with runners on the corners. He steps in, ready for the first pitch from Provenzano. Here it is, and that'll miss outside. Bannister standing up and looking up at Levitt at third. Provenzano comes set. Throw it home. Runner's going to go, but it's going to be popped up out of play for strike 1. So Bischoff will have to retreat after the pop-up foul, the foul pop-up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, with runners on first and third. Here's the pitch. Runner's going to go again. Once again, popped up foul for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Bischoff has to once again take the slow jog back from second. Here's the 1-2 from Provenzano, and that'll be lined into the right field foul territory. Count will remain the same. One, 2 the count for Stone, who had a triple in the first inning, and then grounded out straight to the first baseman who stepped on the bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner's going to go once again, and that'll be swung on and missed for strike 3 and the third out. The Bison will keep the Spuds from advancing their score. Here in the bottom of the 5th, we head to the 6th inning on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. 1-0, the Spuds still lead it. We'll be back right after this. Quinn McCafferty will step in for your Gem City Bison. First pitch going to be popped up over towards left foul territory, as Baracani, the third baseman, will go over and grab it.
The catcher, number 10, Luke Bannister.
For out number 1. That'll be Luke Bannister now stepping up to bat. 1 out already in this half inning. A quick 1 first out, as that pitch will go by Keller for ball 1. Bannister so far today has walked twice and now has a hit right up the middle into center field. Levitt couldn't get a paw on it, and so Bannister will be at first off of his first hit of the day, bringing up Nico Pezzanella here in the 6th inning. First pitch coming from Torres. With 1 out and a runner at first. Here's the pitch to Pezzanella. That'll miss. Out for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Torres. That'll be popped up into shallow left field. Quinn calling everyone off, and he'll make the play for out number 2 as Bannister will have to retreat back. So a fly out to third in foul territory and a fly out to short will bring up Keegan Schultz with Bannister on first base by a walk in between those 2 flyouts. As Schultz steps in so far today, has a strikeout and a base hit. It's going to be swung on into right field. It's going to hit fair. Bannister's going to come around third, chugging along, and he's going to be in safe to tie things up at 1. So Schultz with a nice double into right field will have everything tied up here at Wolf Field in Caldwell. Schultz once again will be at third with Panton stepping in for the Bison. That pitch going to be swung on towards the left for strike 1. The top of the 6th inning brought to you by Marky's Meat Market and Montez the Mudman. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. With Schultz standing on second. Panton will watch that ball go by for ball 1 to even things up at 1-1. You can see a little bit of the cloud cover coming in from the left side. We checked the radar. Looks like most of it is going to miss us, so hopefully we will get the entirety of this game in. 1-1 swung on by Panton. A huge swing as the bat slips out of his hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Schultz at second. Third base coach Jack Longshaw comes over to calm down Panton a bit. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in beautiful Caldwell, Idaho at historic Wolf Field. 1-2 the count. Torres comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped, just foul on the third base line. The count will remain the same. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Panton steps in, puts his bat over his shoulder. Here's the pitch to Panton. That'll be swung on into left field. Castelli will track it and bring it in for out number 3, but not before the Bison can tie it up. Here in the top of the 6th, we head to the bottom on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Lucas Danielitz will step in for the Spuds as the first pitch swinging will be fouled off towards the right for strike one. We're tied up 1-1. Canyon County versus Gem City here in Caldwell, Idaho. Provenzano still on the mound for your Bison. The 0-1 from Provenzano. Nice base hit in the left field for Danielitz for the leadoff base hit. And that'll put him on first and bring up Tyler Miller. Schultz, although with his long frame, just could not lay out it long enough and get to it in time, as Coach Gansra will come out, take the ball from Provenzano, and that will be the end of his outing for the Bison. We'll have another pitcher coming in for the Bison. We'll tell you more about him and how Provenzano did when we come back on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Ty Vollmer from Casper, Wyoming gets the call on the mound once again in this series, number 27, Vollmer. Provenzano ends the day with 5 innings pitched, had 4 hits against him, 1 run. That 1 run was earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts with 22 batters faced. And that will bring in Ty Vollmer. 2-letter names for pitchers today, TJ and Ty, both starting with T, as that pitch will be fouled backwards for strike 1. Pickoff attempt over to first to Danielitz.
How far away?
0-1. Will the 0-1 count? Vollmer deals, and that's going to be fouled backwards for strike 2. Oh, 2 is the count. Oh, 2 is the count. So that's going to be fouled back.
I Attention umpires, attention umpires. We've got ourselves a lightning strike and hail on its way within .8 of a mile.
Looks like we have lightning within, and they're going to call a weather delay. For now, 0-2 the count, tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th, as the umpires are going to head and call the game. So, Lightning within .5 miles. We will give you any updates on social media and make sure to check in here periodically, as we will have updates for you. So, once again, we are in a weather delay. We will be back with an update here pretty soon on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Welcome back to Wolf Field. We have Tico Pereira running the bases. Nico and Tico. Tico's they're gonna slide in at the same time. It's amazing. We are in to be honest, a downpour here in Caldwell, Idaho during a weather delay. It was originally for lightning, but now, I mean, there's water coming through the slots up here in the press booth. So just wanted to give you all an update on what's going on. People are acting like maniacs out there, so we'll keep you updated as much as we can here on the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Thank you for sticking with us through all of this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Gem City Bison Digital Network. Currently, the field is completely covered by water, so it's going to be a called game. The final score of it will be a 1-0 Canyon County win because we did not get through the 6th inning, and it was 1-0 at that point. So we're going to go ahead and call it. Thank you to everybody who stuck around for this and tuned in today. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Just a reminder, the Bison will be back in action on Wednesday for a doubleheader versus the Nebraska Prospects. Thank you all for watching, and as always, feel the charge.